Hello, world. This is Mr. Pena speaking. Welcome to my live stream. Hour 1 is going to be mathematics. So, particularly middle school mathematics. If you have higher levels, ask me a question and I'll help you out. Hour 2 is going to be English, those learning English as a second language. Hour 3 is going to be religion, particularly Christianity, if you're a Catholic especially. But it's religion and philosophy. You can disagree. Call in and talk about why you disagree. Very friendly here. No, nothing personal. So, welcome to my tutoring channel. This is Mr. Pena. If you want help with mathematics and you want to learn more, click on the link down below. You'll get access to exclusive content, downloadable resources, and an invitation to my private WhatsApp group where I offer homework help free of charge. Take that as a way of saying thank you for joining my Patreon. One of the resources is a learning styles inventory. Do you know what type of smart you are? If you take this survey, it will show you which intelligence is suited to your learning needs. Which learning styles do you have? And once you fill it out, you can complete the chart and create a graph. You can get this available for free by clicking on the Patreon link down below. I hope to see you there. Oh, I did it with the bubble. Gotta remove the bubble. How do I remove the banner? Okay, let's try it again. I want to take away that bubble. Let's go to here. Hello. My name is Mr. Pena. Welcome to my mathematics channel, where I offer tutoring free of charge. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Hello. This is Mr. Pena. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where I offer mathematics tutoring in the digital space. If you want to learn more mathematics and you want to learn from me, join my Patreon down below. There's a free version where you can get exclusive content, downloadable resources, and a private WhatsApp group where I offer homework help free of charge. One of those downloadable resources is a learning style inventory. If you join the Patreon, you can access this for free. It's one of the posts pinned on the top. Just let me know if you can't find it. If you have this, you can determine what type of learning style is suited towards your intelligence. It's akin to Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. You fill it out like a checklist. You click the boxes. You create a graph. You fill out the table and then you create a graph. Yours for free. Just click on the link down below and join my Patreon. Now, let's get on to today's topic. We're going to be learning about converting. We're going to be converting metric units. So as you can see on the right is a reference sheet that you get from the Florida Department of Education. So we're looking for milliliters and liters. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. So we want to set up a proportion. 361 liters is how many milliliters? So you get 1,000 liters for every. You get 1,000 milliliters, so ml, for every 1 liter, equal to 365 liters. Liters on the bottom, milliliters on the top. So you're trying to find x. Let's not confuse with multiplication. You are trying to find the answer. So let's just say that the answer is represented by C for the letter convert. Now, the first step is to cross multiply. So that's 1,000 times 365 is equal to C times 1. Now, the times 1 is in green because it kind of goes away. You're really left with the answer C. C equals 365 times 1,000. And to get that, we're just going to add 3 zeros. 365,000. So we are going to say that 361 liters. Oh. Oops. 361 liters is equal to 361,000 milliliters. 361,000 milliliters. I hope you can ignore the little 5. I don't know where I got the 5 from, but the final answer is 361,000 milliliters. Now we're going to go on to our second example, and we're going to take this with us. Hopefully. If it decides to move with me. There you go. This reference sheet is very important. You want to keep it with you for your test. Now we're being asked to convert 104 days equals how many hours? You don't really need the reference sheet. This you should know off the top of your head, but just to show you how to use the reference sheet. And for any conversion, we look for days and hours. Hours, days, hours, days. There. So 1 day is equal to 24 hours. These are one of the ones we mostly remember, but so you have 104 days, right? So you have 24 hours per day. So hours on top and day on the bottom equals to, we're setting up a proportion, 104 days on the bottom. And the question mark, right? What are we looking for? How many hours? So we'll just use H. The number that we're looking for is just going to be represented by a random letter. Now we cross multiply. And we get 24 times 104 equals H times 1. Which, again, the times 1 kind of goes away. And so we have 104 times 24, which is 2,496. So that's our final answer. What are we saying? That 124 days is equivalent to 96 hours. That's a big word I used. The equal sign means equivalent. The equal sign means equivalent. So you can also say it this way, there are 2,496 hours within 104 days. That's 2,496 hours within 4 days. Now we're going to look at one of the other units that are not remembered so easily. It's important to use the conversion chart. You have this with you as you're taking the test. I've given it to my students. Oh, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the chat. I'd be happy to help. We have centiliters to milliliters, centiliters, milliliters. So can we find that anywhere? Not in this reference sheet. But we do have maybe milliliters. We have liter. We have 1 liter. We have 1,000. So a milliliters, milli means 1,000. So we have to brainstorm something that is not directly in the reference sheet, but there's a word that we know called century. Century means 100. And there's another word we know, millennium, which means 1,000. So if a milliliter is 1,000 liters, no, I'm sorry. If a milliliter means 1,000, right? 1,000 little liters. So 1 full liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. We have to assume that 1 liter is equal to 100 centiliters, using our knowledge of Greek and Latin roots. That being said, 11,627 centiliters. Oh wait, that goes next. Hold on. Check this out. 100 centiliters is equal to 1 liter. So 11,000 centiliters, so centiliters on top, liters on the bottom, is equal to what number? We're just going to use any random letter of the alphabet, M. And now we cross multiply. So 100M equals 11,627. We're almost there. That M, the M is the final answer. We're looking for milliliters, that missing number. So we're not finished. We have to divide both sides by the inverse. So I sort of did this step in my head. So let me go ahead and do it for you here. This is 100 times M equals 1 times 11,627, which ended up being 11,627 and 100M. We just put them together. We don't really multiply them. So the inverse of the multiplication is division. Division. Now the hundreds cancel out. Any number divided by any number, n divided by n equals 1. And so it really just cancels out. We're just left with m. And now we have 11,627 divided by 100, which is 116.27. So we can say that 11,627 centiliters is 116.27 milliliters. So to go from centiliter to milliliter, we just sort of divided by 100. So All right, let's redo our conversion factor to see where the mistake was. This did show a mistake of some sort. 1 centiliter is 10 milliliters, okay? 1 centiliter is equal to 10 milliliters. Yeah, so that being said, we have 11,000. Let's go back to the original problem and let's take it down. Yeah, so 11,627 over so we have 10 milliliters for every 1 centiliter, and so we have 11,627 centiliters, and then the missing number x. So we cross multiply and we get x equals 1, x times 1, and then 11,627 times 10. Which is 11,620, that's 116,270. So convert 12,000 milliliters to how many liters? Do we have anything in the conversion chart that goes from milliliters to liters? Yes. It says there are 12,000. No. Putting the cart before the horse. There are 1,000 milliliters and 1 liter. Equals, so milliliters on top. 12,000 milliliters to the number F. Let's try to find F. Cross, cross. So you have 1,000 F, or times F, equals 12,000. What are we missing? Divide both sides by 1,000. And we get F equals, cross this out, F equals 12. F simply equals 12. And so 12,000 milliliters is 12 liters. Pretty good. Next. $31,800 minutes is equal to how many hours? So we have minutes to hours. Or do we? Yes, 1 hour is 60 minutes. So 60 minutes is 1 hour. Minutes, hours. 31,800 minutes is how many hours? X is the answer that we're looking for. It's not a multiplication. So cross multiply, we get 60x equals 31,800. Divide this by 60, divide that by 60. Do the inverse. Instead of multiply, divide. So divide, multiply, inverse. X equals 31,800. 31,800 divided by 60, which is 530. So there are 530 hours. No, there are 31,800 minutes and 530 hours. Pretty good. Now we move on to milligrams to centigrams. So the question is, what is the conversion factor from milligram to centigrams? We don't want to get that incorrect, but let's see, maybe we can try to figure it out, unlike last time, from the reference sheet correctly. So milligrams, do we see milligrams here? Okay, so a milligram is 1,000th of a gram. So it seems like we're going from 1,000 to 100. When we go from 1,000 to 100, what happens? It's like going from 10 to 1. So to go from 1,000 to 100, we simply move the decimal point to the left one time. So we take 10,570 and move it over. So it might just be, and this is a might, 1,507 centigrams. This is my guess. I'm not saying this right or wrong. So 1,057. And it was correct. So this was the final answer. Pretty good. Now we go on from $45,500 centigrams to grams. Centigrams, we're going from 100 to 1. So let's say that there are 100 centigrams in 1 gram. Centigram, gram. So if there are 45,500 centigrams, how many grams is that? Cross multiply. 100 times x is equal to 45,500. So 100x equals 40 times 1, by the way, 45,500. And now you divide both sides by 100 because you're doing the inverse. What you do to the left side, you have to do to the right side. So 100 cancels out, and you get x equals 45,500 divided by 100, and you get 455. 455 grams within 45,500 centigrams. Good. Are we getting the gist? Let's do one more. It says, this is our last one. Okay, meters, centimeters. Meters, centimeters. Let's find it. Meters. Oh, perfect. Meters, centimeters. So 100 centimeters is 1 meter. Okay, so 100 centimeters on top over 1 equals to, again, meters is on the bottom, 1,770 meters. How many centimeters are there? We're going to put X as the mystery number. And now we do cross multiplication. 1,770 times 100 is equal to X times 1, which kind of goes away. So this is 1,700. No, this becomes 17,700. 1770, right? 1,770 times 100 is 177,000 equal to X. So we take that and we say that there are 177,000 centimeters in 1,770 meters. Wow, that's a mouthful. 177 in 3 digits. Perfect. So, this concludes our lesson for today, which is converting metric units. I hope that this lesson has helped you improve your mathematics. If you want to learn more and you want extra help with math, join my Patreon. Click on the link down below and receive a free learning style inventory to determine which intelligence is suited best for your learning. When you join, you'll also get an invitation to my private math WhatsApp group to receive extra help in mathematics in a more personal way from me. Take these gifts as a way of saying thank you for joining my Patreon community. The link is down below. I hope to see you soon, and good luck with your mathematics. All right. Hello in the comments, Mr. Saudav. I can't wait to hear more of your positive comments and encouraging thoughts. Please excuse the sarcasm. We're going to go on to solve and graph one-step multiplication and division inequalities. Hello, my name is Mr. Pena. Welcome to my mathematics tutoring channel. I'm your host. If you want extra help with math, join my Patreon by clicking on the link down below. You will get access to downloadable resources, exclusive content, and an invitation to my private Math Help WhatsApp group. It's a WhatsApp group where I offer more individualized and personalized help with mathematics. Take those as a way of me saying thank you for joining the Patreon. One of the downloadable resources is a learning styles inventory. If you want to determine your child's learning style, you can grab this PDF guide for free in my Patreon link down below. It will tell you how your child learns. What is the best way that they take in information? You fill out the checklist, and at the end of it, you fill out the chart and create a graph for free if you join my Patreon in the link down below. Just take this as a thank you gift for being a member of my Patreon community. Now let's get started with today's video. Solving graph one-step multiplication and division inequalities. Inequality, it's these little things. Inequality, that's all it is. It's no reason to be scared if you were scared. Greater than or equal to, right? That type of thing. So it says solve for v. We're trying to find more or less the value of v. Write the solution as an inequality. For example, v is greater than 9. This is just an example. They want you to write it like that. So we're going to solve for v. For v is greater than or equal to 24. We're going to divide both sides by 4, treat that inequality like an equal sign in a way. 4 divided by 4 cancels out, right? You have a divided by a equals 1. So the 1 sort of just goes away. You have v, and then you sort of have 1 times v, but not really. It just disappears. So you have v being greater than or equal to 6. Yeah. Now, we're almost done. I'm going to circle this in red because it's essentially our answer. The solution is v is greater than or equal to 6. Now, when graphing inequalities, these guys is an open circle. But these guys are closed circles. This is a closed circle on the 6. Now, what direction is this facing? To the right. So v is any number greater than 6 or 6 itself. Any number greater than 6 or 6 itself. That's how you graph that inequality. V is greater than 6. Is greater or equal to 6. Now we go on to our next problem. It says solve for q. Write the solution as an inequality. For example, q is greater than 9. This is just an example. The problem should come out like that, which it will. So we have q over 8, or q divided by 8, is less than 6. So what we have to look at the inverse of a fraction. The inverse, as in the previous problem, the inverse of multiplication is division. But here, let me show you something. A over b times b over a is equal to 1. This is what we call the reciprocal. It's a big word, which simply is like the inverse of a fraction. So the inverse is 8 over 1. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. So you multiply both sides by 8 over 1, and you're left with q being less than, or no, just being Q being less than 6 times 8, which is 48. So you go here, and it's an open circle, right? Q less than 48, and you graph. Because it's like an arrow. The inequality is facing that way. So it says Q is less than 48. Okay, are the numbers I'm graphing less than 48? Is 40 less than 48? Is 42 less than 48? Is 45 less than 48? Q can be any number that is smaller than 48. That's what they mean. So we're choosing this symbol. Q less than 48. If you have any questions, leave it in the chat below. Oh, I'm sorry, leave it in the comments below. I'll be sure to get to it as soon as possible. But if you want extra help with your mathematics, feel free to join the Patreon down below. You'll get access to the free resources and extra homework help. Direct and personalized from me. Now, we go on to our next problem. Solve for F. It says 6F is less than or equal to 30. So we solve for F. Divide both sides by 6. And we get F being less than or equal to 30 divided by 6, which gives us 5. So we do a closed circle. Remember that the ones that have less than or equal to are closed circles. The ones that don't are open circles. So F is less than or equal to 5. And it's like an arrow, right? Going left. F is any of these numbers that are smaller than 5. So our final answer is F less than or equal to 5, and then you graph it and fill it in all the way to the left. F is less than or equal to 5. We have one more problem before we have to move on. And it's this. Solve for Z. It says Z over 1 is greater than 5. Again, the reciprocal, like we spoke to before, is instead of, to cancel out that Z, you got to do 1 over. Actually, no, we're not canceling out the Z, we're canceling out the 1. And so we're canceling out the 1, right? And so we get Z being greater than 5. So yeah, Z is greater than 5. So Z is any number that is bigger than 5. And that's how you graph it. Z greater than 5. And that's all. The reciprocal there is 1 over 1. And so it was so simple that it got me a little bit confused. And it tricked me a little. I'm like, it can't be that simple, but it definitely was. So this was our final answer. Z is greater than 5. Thank you for joining me. I hope that this lesson has helped you with your mathematics. If you want to learn more, I go live 5 days a week, Monday through Thursdays, and Saturday mornings. And I have an upcoming OutSchool course that will be available around February of 2024. So if you want more information, join my free Patreon below, get the exclusive details, and then you will see announcements on how to join my private tutoring group. It's a mini coaching session where I have small groups of 5 or less students, and I tutor them individually, one-to-one. I hope to see you in the Patreon community. Good luck with your mathematics, and many blessings to you. This concludes our math portion of the night. As a reminder, Hour 1 is math, like middle school math. Hour 2 is English as a second language. So we are going to be going over CASAS material. But we're actually still going to be doing math just by coincidence, because the CASAS test has a math portion. So here it is. And then the third hour of the night is religion. So if you're a Christian, Catholic, or even an unbeliever, any religion you are, the last hour is devoted to religion and philosophy. So I'm not dogmatic about it. It's a live call-in, and you can check it out. You can disagree, ask any questions in the chat below. This is more for enrichment and edification. So don't think of it as I'm trying to convert you. This is just to promote an inclusive and progressive form of Christianity. So all beliefs welcome and not challenged. It's going to be a live call-in. So, hello, my name is Mr. Peña. Welcome to my English tutoring channel, where we learn English one day at a time. Today we're going to be going over the CASAS math exam. Thank you, Inovic Herrera. Thank you. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Anyways, hello, my name is Mr. Peña. Welcome to my English tutoring YouTube channel, where we learn English one day at a time. Today we're going to be going over the CASAS math exam. If you want to learn more and have extra practice with CASAS and grammar and English, I recommend that you join my Patreon. Clicking on the link down below, you'll get access to exclusive content, downloadable resources such as this one, and an invitation to my private WhatsApp group, where we practice our English every single day. We have daily voice calls that are about 15 minutes long. If you join my Patreon, take those as a way of saying thank you for being part of the community. And so if you want to practice your English, I hope to see you on the Patreon down below. Now let's get to our CASAS math exam. Directions. Let me get directions. It says, mark your answers on the answer sheet. Use a number 2 pencil only. Please do not write in the test booklet. Okay, this doesn't really apply to me, so sorry about that. It says, how much would it cost to join for April, May, and June? Midtown Gym costs $40 per month to join. So the total price of Midtown Gym is $40 per month. Here we have 3 months. So we got to multiply by 40. And so the total cost is $120. In order to join for April, May, and June, it would cost us $120. Hello, nice to meet you, Mr. Motivational and Inspirational Content. I hope he gives us something motivational and inspirational. Okay, practice question number 2. How much would it cost to join for August? Remember our formula, but it says is having a half price special for August. So just for August, we're going to have a different equation. Y equals 40m divided by 2, because it's half off. So it's going to be 1 month divided by 2. What is 40 divided by 2? It's just $20. So it would cost $20 to join the gym in August. All right, looking forward to it, Mr. MIC. I'm going to call you Mr. MIC because your username is very long. Now, here's a question. It says, Franco is buying nails for a construction project. Each box of nails costs $14 and contains 225 nails. Franco estimates that he needs 1,800 nails. How can Franco calculate the total cost of the nails? Okay, so we set up our proportion. A box has 225 nails and costs $14. But, so we have the cost on the bottom and the nails on the top. So it says he needs 1,800 nails. So the 18 goes on the top. Nails with nails. 225 nails, 225 nails, 1,800 nails. And then the question goes on the bottom. Now, they have it actually upside down, which is fine. So, 14 over 225 equals X over 1,800. So which one is it? Is it 14 over 25 equals X over 1,800? There you go. Pretty good. Thank you. Okay. So, Franco needs 1,800 nails. How much would that cost? Let's take advantage and just find it while we're already here. 225 times X equals 1,800 times 14. Just multiply. So we get, we got to divide both sides by 225. And we get X equals 1,800 times 14 divided by 225. So it's going to cost $1,200. All right. That is number 1 of the CASAS exam. Now, number 2. We have here a factory production rate. Hours, number of products. Equation of a line. They're telling us that according to y equals mx plus b, m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So, James is going to plot a line using the information in the chart. What is the equation of the line if the slope is 1 over 3? So we already have over here an ordered pair that is 3 and 1. If the slope is 1 over 3, remember the slope is rise over run. The slope is up and down, left and right. So 1, 3. Now it's at 6 and 2. What is the equation of the line if the slope is 1 over 3? Is it y equals 1 over 3x plus 0? Y equals 3x plus 1. The slope, it seems like we're overdoing it, right? If it has 3x, we're going to put the 1 under. So we're going to cross out 3 over 1. 3 over 1. And so we're left with A and C. So remember, the slope is 3, 1. 1 up, so it's going to be 1 down. It's going to start here. 1 up, 3. So this line is going to go like that. That right there is 0. The y-intercept is 0. That is called the y-intercept. When does it intercept with y? At 0. So the answer is y equals 1 over 3 x plus 0. The slope is 1 over 3. And it intersects with the y-axis at point 0. So that's going to be number 2. Okay. Remember, any questions, feel free to just put down in the chat. Yes. Let's move this question a little bit here. The question says, angle A at the intersection of Pine Street and 5th Avenue is 60 degrees. What is the measure of angle B? Okay, so angle A is 60 degrees. Now, a straight line is actually 180 degrees. If this is 60, then what you got to do is 180 minus 60. Because this is the missing number. 180 is 60 plus x. Subtract 60 from both sides, and you get 120 equals x. So this is 120. Now, this is the same. 60 degrees, because they are parallel, this is also 60 degrees. So if they're parallel, that means that if this Fifth Avenue is 120 degrees, B Avenue is 120 degrees. So our answer is 4th Avenue, angle B, is 120 degrees. Now I'm going to look for, see if anybody has any questions down below. Okay, no worries. Ooh, my favorite, geometry. Okay. What is the approximate area of Jeremy's patio? So we're looking for the area of Jeremy's patio. Let's see. This is 12 feet. 6 plus 6. 8 plus 4 is 12 feet. So I'm going to find the area of the square, and then I'm going to find the area in blue of the semicircle, which is here, and then that's in blue, and then in purple I'm going to find the area of this semicircle. So there's 3 different areas. Let's find the area of this square. The area is the base, which is 12, times the height, which is 12. 12 times 12 is 144. That's part of the answer. One of them. So it's 144 square feet. Check. Now, let's find blue. The area, let's try to do it on the left side. The area on the left, first of all, the area of a circle is pi r squared. That's the area of a circle. But remember, a semicircle is half of a circle. So it's the area of a circle divided by 2. So we get 3.14 I said I would do this in blue. 3.14 times the radius, which is 2. Why? The diameter is 2 times the radius. The radius is the diameter divided by 2. They've given us the diameter. So the radius is 4 divided by 2. Because it's half. So the radius is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 to the power of 2 is 4. 3 times 3.14 times 4 is 12.56. So that's part of the answer. .56 feet squared. And now, in purple, I'm going to find the area of this semicircle. The same formula. Area equals pi r squared divided by 2. Area equals 3.14 times the radius, which is 3. The radius is the diameter divided by 2. So the radius here will be 6 divided by 2. The radius is 3. 3 to the power of 3. 3 to the power of 2, which is 3 times 3. 3.14 times 9 divided by 2. The area of that semicircle is 14.13 feet squared. And now, Jeremy's patio, all 3 parts, the 2 semicircles, and the square in the middle. So we get 144 plus 12.56 plus 14.13 to get the final answer. That's going to be 12.56 plus 144. It's about 170.69. What is the approximate area of Jeremy's patio? The answer is 164 square feet. About 164 feet. Over here we have we're good. We're good. This is CASAS math practice test, level CD. If you enjoy what I'm doing here and you want extra help with the math CASAS test, join my Patreon down below. You'll get access to exclusive content and downloadable resources. And you can join our private WhatsApp group where we practice our English language skills every single day. I hope that this lesson has helped you prepare for your CASAS exam. Good luck, and I wish you a wonderful and prosperous career. Take care, and I hope to see you in the Patreon community. Goodbye. Okay, any questions, feel free to leave it down in the chat. I appreciate everybody else who's come, everybody else who has stopped by to say hello. Now, this is how it is. The first part is math, which we've just finished. Now we're going to get into our reading section. And then the last hour is philosophy and religion. Our last portion is philosophy and religion. So we're going to get into our CASAS reading test, our CASAS reading exam. 12 through 16 will be part 4. This is part 4 of our CASAS reading practice test. This is delivered in chunks and in bites. Let's get ready to rumble. Hello. Welcome to my tutoring channel. This is Mr. Peña. If you want to learn English, with me, grab my free my free 10-day guide to mastering English grammar. If you take 15 minutes a day for the next 2 weeks to read through my manual, you will get a taste of the English language, and you'll be able to master one of the fundamental aspects in just 2 weeks. You can get this guide for free clicking on the link down below, which is my Patreon. You join the free version and you get access to downloadable resources, exclusive content, and an invitation to my private WhatsApp community. Take all of that as a way of me saying thank you for joining my Patreon. I hope to see you there, as I'm looking for more students who want to learn the English language. Now let's get on to today's question. This is CASAS Reading Practice, Part 4 of the series. We have an online news editorial. Any questions, feel free to leave it down in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer them as soon as possible. Online news editorial. Technology at school. We have news, feature, sports, blogs, opinion. This is an editorial. To the editor. I applaud the recent decision by our school board to ban mobile devices from schools. Our society is plagued by an epidemic of teens and children spending too much time on their phones and tablets watching videos and playing games. Eliminating these personal mobile devices on school grounds is important to safeguard the well-being of our youth. Recent research studies have shown that heavy use of mobile devices can have significant effects on brain function. Our youth are too often glued to their screens, even during class time. Their use is not only disruptive during classes, but also hampers the ability for all students to learn. If children continue to use mobile devices in these ways, their ability to think critically and engage with their surroundings in a healthy way will be compromised. Therefore, I strongly approve of the school board's bold recent action. Sincerely, Rosina Smith. To the editor. I am a psychologist at Scoville University, and I believe that the school board's recent decision to ban personal mobile devices from the schools is misguided. Many of those in favor of this ban argue that using mobile devices causes a decline in brain functioning. While excessive use can exacerbate learning difficulties, these arguments overlook the changing educational landscape of our schools. Proponents of a technology ban continually cite the fact that children spend 30% of their waking hours using mobile devices. However, interpreting this as solely negative is misleading, because this number includes instruction in school that uses these devices. If children cannot bring or use these types of devices at school, then they may fall behind their peers at other learning institutions. In the end, this could do more harm than good. Best regards, Dr. Gregory Castillo. So here we have Rosina Smith, who wrote this half of the paper. And then we have Dr. Gregory Castillo, who wrote the right half of the paper. You have two different opinions about mobile devices. So let's get on to the questions. Number 12. Rosina Smith supports her claims by giving her opinion, referring to research, quoting famous psychologists, describing personal experiences. Let's see. It says, recent research studies have shown that heavy use of mobile devices can have significant effects on brain function. Okay. And it says, our society is plagued by an epidemic of teens and children spending too much time on their phones and tablets watching videos and playing games. Now, this might look like an opinion, which it kind of is, but it is an argument, a strong opinion, backed by evidence, meaning she cites research. So, she is referring to research. Number 12 is B. Rosina Smith does refer to research. Now we have number 13. And feel free to pause the video and try to answer the questions. And when you finish answering the questions, then go back and play the video and let's review everything. You can hear me read it and try to answer the questions, pause the video, and then when you finish, go ahead and play it. Now, number 13. In paragraph 1, Rosina Smith uses the words plague and epidemic to give a sense of widespread urgency to this issue. Keyword urgency. Stress that mobile devices have restricted use. Show mobile devices cause disease in children. Liken the use of mobile devices to other addictions. Okay, so it says this is important to safeguard the well-being of our youth. Safeguard the well-being of our youth. So this does give you a sense of urgency, right? So it doesn't say it causes, I don't see the word disease. I don't see the word addiction, and it doesn't really say restricted use. It says eliminating. So, the answer is A. Give a sense of widespread urgency to the issue. Urgency is like an emergency. It has to happen. We have to fix it. Number 14. The most likely reason Dr. Castillo mentions his occupation is to imply that he extensively uses mobile devices at the university, understands mobile devices more than most people do, should have been consulted about the mobile device ban, is qualified to judge the effects of using mobile devices. So Dr. Castillo is the man on the right. He says, I am a psychologist at Scoville University. And then he gives his opinion. And so he states his arguments by giving statistics. So he mentions his occupation, the fact that he's a psychologist, in order to show that he is qualified to judge the effects of mobile devices. because it says, I'm a psychologist and I believe that the school board's recent decision, and then he gives his opinion on the decision. So that's why he gives his occupation. Number 15. Dr. Castillo bases his argument on the fact that A, institutions do not have much access to mobile devices. B, schools do not have the power to regulate mobile devices. C, several reports show the dangers of overusing mobile devices. Or D, people misunderstand the ways youth use mobile devices. And what does he base his argument? Which fact is he talking about? It says, if children cannot bring or use these types of devices at school, they may fall behind their peers at other learning institutions. It says, these arguments overlook the changing educational landscape of our schools. It says, 30% of their waking hour is used using mobile devices. But this is misleading because it includes instruction. Look where I'm highlighting in green. Includes instruction in school that uses these devices. So the statistics that show that children use too much cell phone, they're also including the positive use of the cell phone. When they use it in school, they're in class to learn. So his main argument is addressing a misconception. He's saying that the 30% is misleading. Therefore, people misunderstand the ways youth use mobile devices because they also use apps for learning. They use apps for productivity purposes. It's a part of the school curriculum. Now, number 16. Dr. Castillo's main point is that mobile devices are causing attention issues in youth. Banning mobile devices will hurt student learning. There is no evidence that mobile devices are harmful. Schools should avoid using mobile devices in class. Let's look at it. Can be A because that is the argument of the first article. He talks about student learning and schools should avoid using mobile devices in class. No, he doesn't say that. He says quite the opposite. He says they should. He says it might be there's no evidence that mobile devices are harmful. He does say excessive use can exacerbate learning difficulties. It can. These arguments overlook the changing landscape of our schools. His main point is that if children cannot bring or use these types of devices at school, they may fall behind their peers at other learning institutions. So, banning mobile devices will hurt student learning because they're going to fall behind their peers. So 16 is B. I hope that this reading activity has helped you with your English and to prepare for the CASAS test. If you want extra practice with me you want extra time in order to devote to learning English, join my Patreon community. You will get access to exclusive content such as this, like study guides, downloadable resources, and an invitation to my private WhatsApp group, where we have a voice call every single day to practice our English conversations. I hope to see you in the Patreon community, where we can further your learning journey and study for the CASAS test together. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Much prosperity and peace to you and your family. Goodbye. Remember, if you want to practice your English, make sure to click on the link. I'm sharing it now. At any moment, click on the link down below and you'll be able to practice your English speaking skills. We'll have a one-to-one conversation. Click on the link down below and you'll be able to practice your English with me one-to-one. Here's the StreamYard link. Anybody is invited, and we have the conversations up and ready for you to go. The topic of tonight is cars. Do you prefer to drive or to be a passenger? Here's a conversation about cars. Again, do you prefer to drive or to be a passenger? Here's how you can say it. I prefer to drive the car. I prefer to drive the car. Remember, the driver if you drive the car, you're the driver. If you're the passenger, you're not driving the car. So, do you prefer to drive or be the passenger? Here is our next topic of conversation. Which classic car would you like to own? That's a good one. You can say something like this. I would like to own a classic Ford Mustang. Please forgive my handwriting. It's not really letting me write over the PDF, but I would like to own a classic Ford Mustang. That's one way of saying, okay, I want to own this car. So, which classic car would you like to own? I would like to own ... So you can take this and use it however you'd like. And so you can choose what to do with those sentences. I would like to own this car or that car, right? I would like to own ... So, do you prefer to drive or to be a passenger? I prefer to drive the car. We're going to keep having our conversations. But let's get back into the beginning because I want to turn this into a video. And I just noticed I can't really type on this, which is fine. So if you're just joining me, hello, welcome. No, here you go. Hello, welcome to my tutoring channel. This is Mr. Peña, where we master the English language with an American gringo, which is me. Anyways, if you want to learn more and you want to practice your English conversation skills, then join my Patreon. You can get access to exclusive content, downloadable resources, and an invitation to my private WhatsApp group. That's right. One of the resources you'll get for free if you join my Patreon is this 10-day guide to mastering the English language, to mastering grammar. It's one of the resources pinned at the top. Also, I have a WhatsApp group called Aprende Inglés con Mr. Peña. You can join the WhatsApp group by clicking the link down below. Every day, I have voice calls where we have actual, just informal practice conversations. We just talk in English in the mornings and in the afternoons. So I highly recommend you join, but you got to click on the link down below and become a patron. It's the free version, by the way. Now, let's get on to the topic of today's video. Sorry I had to minimize that. It was kind of disappearing from me. It was freezing. So, time for English conversation practice. Here's a quote from George Carlin. He says, "Have you ever noticed that anybody driving slower than you is an idiot, and anyone going faster than you is a maniac?" Yeah, George Carlin. In other words, don't drive too slow, and don't drive too fast. That's the essence of the quote. Don't drive too slow. Don't drive too fast. Let's move on. So you have mixed up vocabulary. It says, a lot of cars on the road, all going nowhere. This is talking about a traffic jam. You heard it from me. A traffic jam. A traffic jam is when there's too much traffic and the cars are stuck. You can't really get out. So now we go to the next one. It says, use this to stop the car. What do we use to stop a vehicle? We use the brake. Most of the time we say it in plural. We use the brakes. Use the brakes in order to stop the car. Okay, moving on. Reserve. Use this gear to go backwards. Oh. Actually, you put in order to go backwards, you need to put the car in reverse. There you go. Next one. It's made of glass, and the driver looks through it. I believe that's called a windscreen. But the way we use it in American English is a windshield. This was made in Britain. It's two ways to use it. Windscreen, windshield. Same difference. So go ahead and write these words in the comments below. Windshield, windscreen. Next, you should keep one of these in the boot in case you get a flat. So it's a flat tire. What they mean is a flat tire. So we say a spare tire. Now, the next one. These, what are they talking about? Tell you where you're going and how fast you can drive. Where you're going and how fast you can drive. That sounds like a road sign. that is definitely a road sign. How fast you can go and where you're going. Road signs are there to guide us in the right direction. And last, the bigger this is, the faster the car. That's right. It's an engine. The bigger the engine, the faster the car. So that's how that works. Now, it says, this new login procedure is driving me around the seatbelt and bend seat gear. Okay, it's time to change gear and practice some of this new grammar. That definitely is going to be gear. Now, the reason I'm skipping number 1 is because some of these are British phrases. So it's not exactly American English, but I know that's gear. It says, after 8 hours of talks, negotiations seem to have come to a dead end. A dead end. Sandra, you are driving in the blank on this project. You're in the driving seat, is what they're saying. Sandra, you're in the driving seat on this project. And lastly, fasten your seatbelt. Things are about to get interesting. This is how we talk using everyday language. So, driving me around the bend. That's what I thought. I just wanted to double check. 1. This new login procedure is driving me around the bend. It's like when people say it's driving me crazy. 2. Okay, it's time to change gear and practice some of this new grammar. 3. After 8 hours of talks, negotiations seem to have come to a dead end. 4. Sandra, you are in the driving seat on this project. 5. Fasten your seatbelt. Things are about to get interesting. Very good. Very good. Now we get on to our several conversations. Do you prefer to drive or to be a passenger? We're going to say, I prefer to drive the car. I prefer to drive the car. Let's put it in blue. Too light. So, you say, I prefer to be the passenger, or I prefer to drive the car. Actually, you have the choice as to what you want to say. So you can say, I prefer to be the passenger. You can say it one way or the other. Okay? So, do you prefer to drive or to be the passenger? I prefer to be the passenger. This conversation practice that we have today is question and answer format. question and answer format. Let's go on to the next one. Which classic car would you like to own? It says, and you could say, I would like to own a Ford Mustang. It is a classic car. Definitely a classic car. You can also say, I would like to own ... and then your own car, whatever car you want. So which classic car would you like to own? I would like to own a Ford Mustang. Mustang is just one of the more popular vintage cars, if you know what I mean. So, do you prefer sports cars or luxury cars? Now remember, this is your opinion because we're having a conversation. We can say, I prefer to own a sports car. It's your choice. That's just my preference, Mr. Payne. If you like what we're doing so far, and you want extra help practicing English, join the Patreon community. I will send you this entire guide. It's available within the Patreon community, absolutely free. But you got to become a patron in order to access this. Now, our next question. It says, what's the best car you've ever driven or had a ride in? Wow. You can say straight up, the best car has been, think of the best car I've ever been in. Lamborghini. And please forgive me, I might have spelled it wrong. Lamborghini. You know what? It's driving me crazy. I'm going to try to spell it. Lamborghini. Uh-oh. Sorry to all the Lamborghini fans. I found the correct spelling. The best car I have ever driven has been a Lamborghini. Period. Or the best car has been a limbo. You can also say just a limo. Next. What do other car drivers do that makes you angry? What do other car drivers do that makes you angry? You know what I hate the most? When car drivers drive very slow and turn and take forever to turn. Why? Because they slow down everybody else. I hate when they drive very slow. It drives me crazy. It drives me nuts. I do not like it. All right. Let's talk about something else. What's the most important factor when choosing a car? What's the most important factor when choosing a car? You say, the most important factor is durability. How long does a car last? Because I need to feed my family. I need to go to work. So we say durability. Okay? How do you think cars will change in the next 20 years? Now you say it. This is what we can say. Cars will become much more technological. So in the next 20 years, cars will become much more technological. That's how cars change within 20 years. That's a good question. What was your first car? What was your first car? My first car was a Toyota Camry, 1993. That's me. My first car, 1993 Toyota Camry. Okay, this concludes the English practice portion. If you want to practice more English with me, join my Patreon. Click on the link down below. And you'll get access to exclusive content and resources, such as this computer guide. You also get daily voice calls from me, and you will be able to have downloadable resources. Practice your English with me. I hope to see you in the Patreon community. Good luck with your English, and I wish you much success and prosperity. Goodbye and God bless.